We're here with head coach Peterson Abiad. Coach, can you give us your overall thoughts on today's victory against Wright State?
We're just really excited about this win. Wright State was a tough game for us at their place, and now we needed to evaluate what we didn't do well when we were there, and we needed to make some adjustments, and we worked on those adjustments over the last 2 days in practice, and I wasn't feeling great about how we looked in practice, but we've got a veteran group, and the seniors seem to pull it all together when they need to. And this game was a game of runs, and Wright State made several runs that really hurt us during the game. But we were able to bounce back, and with our three seniors especially, just hit some really big shots. And then once we took the lead, I felt our kids had a lot of confidence at that point. So really proud of how they were able to adjust to Wright State from the previous game and come away with the win. I just think it was a really big signature win for us this year.
You talked about the senior trio. They once again led you offensively, including Kirsten Green, who had 23 points. That was a team high, and this was her second game that she kind of got back on track offensively. Can you talk about her performance?
Yeah, I mean, she spent a lot more of the time this game on the bench than we wanted her to, but she definitely, came to play when she came back in the game. She made some big shots, and you're right, she had gone through a period of time where she was not shooting the ball very well. It was just a couple of games where she just couldn't find her offensive rhythm, and then I felt like she turned the corner again, and now she's shooting the ball with confidence, and she's been shooting it well in practice too. So Kirsten made some big plays for us. The three on the perimeter, and then the penetration to the basket in transition that really turned things for us. I think that tied it up. All of our three seniors are just making some really big contributions to each game.
You were able to get 19 points off of turnovers tonight. Can you talk about what your defense did to Wright State?
Boy, I saw more what their offense did to our defense. But down the stretch, I did feel like, as I spoke about earlier, our team was very conscientious about how well they shoot the three. And Wright State didn't start out the game shooting the ball very well, and yet we hugged our players. And eventually, Mingo saw that we were just going to create a lane for her to the basket. And I during timeouts I kept saying, you got to help. You can't just allow her to penetrate to the basket. And they were talking about, I can't help off mine. She can shoot. And at some point you just got to say, I'm tired of watching the layups happen, and we need to make them try to beat us in a different manner. And when we did that, we started to get in the gaps. I thought that there were more turnovers created at that point, and that was a big factor.
Once again, you had a good game rebounding-wise, 49 team rebounds. Can you talk about your team rebounding performance?
Well, I think we had a lot of rebounds because there were a lot of missed shots. We were shooting very poorly in the first half, and I don't know what we ended up for the game, but I just think there were a lot of rebounds to be had in this game. They shot 29%, we shot 33%. It just seemed like the ball wasn't going in the basket very often. So the 18 offensive rebounds, that's a pretty telling stat, because this is a team that we couldn't really get offensive rebounds against, and I felt like we were intimidated by their size the last time we played them, and just sort of said, all right, this isn't something we're going to be able to do, so we'll just get back in transition. And this game, I didn't feel like they had that approach. I thought that we tried a lot harder to get some offensive rebounds.
Next up, you travel to Detroit on Saturday. What does this game give you going into that road trip on a win, the momentum you carry forward?
Well, I think that's a big thing for us. We tend to get a little bit caught up when we lose a game. It's hard for us to recover. I say that, and it seems that way. It seems that way in practice. We seem to bounce back in games and be able to sort through it. But I do sense a real difference days after losses in practice than I do days after wins. So I think it was a big factor. Plus the turnaround is quick. We'll be in film tomorrow by noon and watching and having a game plan against Detroit. So we'll be more focused now because we know, and we also have more of a sense of urgency because we see this laying out in front of us, this opportunity laying out in front of us, and being in this position at this point in the conference season, I think we really feel a sense that we hold our, the future in our hands, and so I'm hoping to see a real focused group and ready to go.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Thank you.